Okay, I'm gonna do a quick video. I'm gonna do a quick video of stuff that, well, you don't want to see what's in this room, but anyway, I'd been talking about how I was doing different. Let me get a light. Now then, you can see a little different, a little better, but all these. Remember I talked about Iron Maiden. This is the one. See, it's a complete ticket. It was $11.50. February the 3rd, 1985. That was when all the chicken houses fell in. All we got 10 inches of sleet and all that. So it was during that time. That would have been, so see, that's February. That would have been my first concert. That would have been the first one that I'd ever attended. But wasn't meant to be, I guess. Then there's Ozzy, and that was my first concert. It shocks me that I still have that ticket. And I believe it was 86. May 4th of 86, I think it was. You may can see the date there. Yeah, see? Yeah, 86. Right there. And so that was the next year after the Iron Maiden. Then, of course, my second concert, David Lee Roth. Notice that it's August the 26th, 1986. Now, realize that this was 86. I mean, this was a long time ago. Like Lori was in her August, let's see, she would have been in her junior year of high school. She would have just graduated from her junior year of high school. And this was her birthday in 1986. So she would have been what, 17? Yeah. She turned 17 on the day I went and saw David Lee Roth. And that was a really good concert. It was a good concert. It was Mid-South Coliseum, of course. You can see the South concerts up there. It was Mid-South. Then my next concert, me and Billy Ray and Dale. It was me and Dale and Lloyd Swindle. We rode up and saw Heart. And Mr. opened for them. If you'll notice, that was the next year. But it was November 28th of the next year, which was 87. We got there kind of late, about over halfway through the Mr. opening act. And but we got to see all of Heart. They were really good. Ann Wilson, she's just killer on vocals. Then there's this concert. Now, here's the, you see, up here where I was pointing at Ozzy. You see, Ozzy, where's Ozzy? Ozzy, Metallica opened for Ozzy that year. Metallica was on the Master of Puppets tour, and they opened. This was the year that, or just the on this tour of Master of Puppets tours when Cliff Burton was killed. So I got to see Metallica with Cliff Burton. So, at least I did. I got to see the original, Cliff Burton in there. Of course, I say original. I didn't get to see Dave Mustaine. I've never seen Dave Mustaine, so he would have actually been one of the original. So anyway, he dropped down here to Metallica, 1989 at the Mid-South Coliseum on January the 13th. I have absolutely Now you notice it says 1989. I have absolutely no memory of this concert. I mean, I would almost even question whether I actually went or not, but it is torn. So I have no recollection of all of this concert. So, did somebody give me the stub? I don't think so. That would be a strange thing for somebody to give somebody their concert stub, but I have no recollection of that concert at all. I have no memory of it, none whatsoever. Then you drop on down to, what does that say, June the 30th? June the 30th, 1989. Cinderella. I remember this concert. I remember it very well. Of course, it was 1989, and I talked about it in a video. I remember this because me, Johnny Holland, Liz Vincent, and Cindy Sable went to this concert, and this was a killer concert. We were on row. Can you see on there? You see it says row 14. That was row 14 on the floor. So we were relatively close to the stage, and it was freaking loud. Then we go to the next Cinderella. My next concert is Cinderella, and this was at Starkville. At Mississippi State, and they had White Line and Tangier open for them. Me and Billy Ray Sneed rode to this concert, and this was what was the year? 89. This was September the 12th, 1989. It was a great concert. Really good. Tangier just kind of fell off the map after that concert, seems like. Then, now this concert, went and saw Lord Tracy at the New Daisy Theater, August the 25th, 1990. Yeah, 1990. All right. There's one thing I want you to notice about this. Notice that it was August 25th, the day before Lori's birthday. Now remember that this concert was August 26th on her birthday in 86. Then this one was the day before her birthday in 1990. Now, the reason why this date is so stands out so much is because this is the year that me and Lori met. We actually met the end of this year. Toward the end of this year, went out on our first date toward the end of this year. And this year was a good year. A lot of weird stuff happened. I talk about this concert on a video, so you need to go back and check it out, because this concert was it was me and JJ, which was Tracy McCormick's sister, and Ron Dozier and Samantha Stancil rode together in my little Toyota Corolla station wagon. And you know what? I think, and Kathy and Kermie they sat in the back. I think they were with us as well. That was a strange night coming home. I'm just telling you, it was a strange night all around. So then we go from seeing them at the New Daisy, Lord Tracy, who was just killer, man. Lord Tracy, if you never saw him live, man, it's killer. I saw him two times, maybe three times. They were really good. We saw them at the Stage Stop too. That was a great place to see them. Anyway, then we dropped down to the Mid-South Coliseum again, where I went to AC/DC. Now at this time, me and Lori had started dating. I'm assuming we were at this time. I remember she couldn't go to the concert. She would have went, but she couldn't go because she was working. She had to work, so she didn't go. And of course, you know, I mean, you can't go, I guess, you know. But she couldn't go. She was working, and that was 91. Now, me and her, this is the month. This is the month that me and her did start dating. She probably has a different idea of how serious we was at that time. I don't know. I assumed a lot more than there was there. Sometimes reality slaps you in the face. Then you drop on down to this concert, and this was May the 22nd, 1991. Now, this was at Mud Island, and me and Lori went to this concert. We were staying with Jody and Robin at this time, and it was a really good concert. And it was one of the last big time shows that I got to see Cinderella do. I saw them play again at 616, but they had the Nelson open for them there, and they were doing some jokes, playing pranks on them and all. But me and Lori we were serious then, because we were staying together, and I had changed jobs and moved to Pontotoc. So this was a landmark time right here. This was good times. But this was at the like I said, on Mud Island. And Mud Island was a great place to see a concert as far as watching the show. Now, you had to either ride the tram thing or walk out there, but anyway, that was no big deal. Then me and Lori also, if you'll notice, January the 7th, 1992, we drove back up to the Pyramid, and we saw Guns N' Roses. And we were kind of sitting to the side behind the stage, and we had good seats, but man, they didn't go on till they didn't actually come on till 11 o'clock. And of course, Soundgarden opened for them, and Soundgarden was good, but I just wasn't into Soundgarden. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you, I was not into them at all. I got into Chris Cornell later on with Audio Slave, but I just didn't get into them in this show. It was a good show. It was a good show now, I'm not saying, but we had to leave early because I had to work the next day, and they were still going at almost 1 o'clock, man. So we had to leave, so we didn't watch the whole show. Then we drop on down here to Metallica. Now you see, this one was January the 7th of 92. This one was January 29th of 92. We go back to the Pyramid to see Metallica. Now, and you know, I don't remember anybody opening from Metallica. They may have, but I do not remember. Somebody else might remember. If you were at the Pyramid January the 29th, 1992, you might remember if they had an opening act, but I don't remember them having anybody open for them. But it was a really good show. I mean, it was really good. It really kicked. It was really good. So then we drop back up here. Let's slide back up here. All right. Then this comes up. This is the stub from. Now wait a minute. What's that? So I'm not sure what that is. I have to look at that later. But then we come up here to when we saw Skid Row and North Hall Auditorium. And oh man, this was a great show. And guess who opened for them? I've done a video, so you can go over and watch the video, me talking about it. But Soundgarden opened for them in North Hall. If you've never been in there, that was a great venue, man. I mean, that was a great venue. Now, look, this is the third concert we've been to in just over a month in 92. So we really went to some shows in 92. And, you know, 92 was really the wind down for our kind of concerts and music that we'd like to go see. It was a real wind down because after that they started falling off. And anyway. Then we drop on down. This is one where we stayed at the Peabody, and the Skid Row show was, and that's when Michael Bolton was at the Pyramid the same night. And Michael Bolton was staying in the Peabody. His whole crew was staying in the Peabody. Well, his crew was. Now, whether he stayed there or not, I don't know. He may have stayed somewhere else, but I know Kenny G was there because we rode in the elevator with Kenny G. Then we went to the Bill Street Music Fest. Now, this was May 2nd of 92. I mean, we went to a lot of concerts in 92. And this was one of the best Memphis in Mays we'd been to. And I think this is the one, I do believe this is the one that Beth Morton went with us to this show, to this concert. And this is when we saw, of course, I think Brother Kane was there, but we saw James Brown, we saw Johnny Winter. I mean, it was just a great Memphis in May. And we had a real good time at it. Matter of fact, we got a room up there that night and stayed the night. And so it was really good. Then we have Back to See Ozzy at the Pyramid. Now, this was a pretty good show. It was a half floor setup. It wasn't a full pyramid show. The stage was set up about halfway of the pyramid. Alice in Chains opened, and I've done a video about it too, about the whole story about the singer for Alice in Chains and all that. But one of the things that really sticks out of my mind about this show, and notice this was right after my birthday. My birthday is October the 18th, so this was right after my birthday. But the thing that really sticks out in my mind about this show is they did not do Crazy Train. Ozzy Osbourne done a concert without doing Crazy Train. What's up with that? That's just crazy. Anyway, then we're to this concert. Now, this concert for me, and this thing keeps messing with me here. This concert for me, where am I at? Right here. This concert for me was very confusing. You might say, Richie, why is that concert confusing? Well, let me tell you. You see, it's at the Mid-South Coliseum. November the 6th, 1992. I have no memory at all of going to that concert. Just like the Metallica, and ain't this weird that they're right across from each other. I have no memory of this concert. And no, before you start commenting about, well, you drunk too much of this and that, I didn't drink when I went to concerts. I didn't drink when I went to concerts because I wanted to remember the show. I wanted to remember it, so I didn't drink. So, and Lori really doesn't remember the show either, and she would have been with me. So I don't remember that show. This show I do remember. Mid-South Coliseum. We went and saw, I'm thinking, I want to say that Rick and Mary went with us to this show. I done a video about this one, and it was really good. You can see it was December the 5th. See, that one was November the 6th. And then the next month we went back again on December the 5th. We used to go to Memphis all the time. All these shows were during 92. And so we spent some money on some shows in 92. But anyway, it was a great concert. So you can go over and watch the video. Of course, we went back to Bill Street Music Fest. This may be the one where, I'm not sure if this is the one or not. This may be the one that we got our window knocked out there on the street behind Bill Street there. Not really sure. It seems like it may have been, though. Then we went to the New Daisy Theater, which was like the next, I think it was like the next year. I think it was like 93, I think. This one's when. I think this was not long at the same time. We went up there. I know Rick married him, met us up there. They may have rode with us, but I know his stepbrother Joe and his wife came up there, met us there, and we saw Tragically Hip, which this was an amazing concert. I didn't know that much about them. Rick introduced this band to me. I didn't know much about them. They were a Canadian band, and they ended up being like the Canada's U2. I mean, they ended up being, you know, one of the biggest bands from Canada. And they were good. They were a trip. This was really early on in their career. So, matter of fact, we got to talk to the singer. He was out in front of the New Daisy Theater. Me and Rick walked up, and he was sitting there, had a backpack on, just sitting on the sidewalk. Me and Rick walked up and talked to him. Then we went back again to the New Daisy Theater and saw Steelheart. Now, look, these guys are still playing. Steelheart still plays out. But now I want to tell you something. That singer was freaking awesome. I'm talking about this guy was killer. He can still sing pretty good, but man, this guy, I'm talking about, you need to go see where I think I've done a video about it. It was really good. Then we're getting almost to the bottom of this row, and I'm going to end the video because it's getting kind of long. But you see the Big Spring Jam? This was down at, I believe this was at Jackson, Mississippi. And we rode down there. Rick and Mary went with us, and Daniel. I keep leaving Daniel out, but Daniel went with us too, their son. And we went down there to see Brother Kane. And anyway, while we were down there, of course, we got to meet Roman Glick. We talked to him. But they opened for Little Richard. I actually got to see Little Richard live in 1993. That was that was just, anyway, go over and watch the video about it. Then here's the ticket from, we went to Birmingham to, I believe it's Oak Mountain. Yeah, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. And we went to see Brother Kane, and it was Driving and Crying and Raging Slab. Now, Brother Kane and Raging Slab were opening for Driving and Crying. But this was a good concert, although me and Rick stood around on the side for the biggest portion of them, trying to talk to Damon Johnson from Brother Kane. But anyway, it was a real good concert as well. That's a great place to see as long as the weather's good. Then the last one in this row, and I'm gonna end it for now, was up at Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. And it was at the Murphy Center, as you can see. And this was in 93. This is when me and Rick went backstage, and I've done a video about this one. Me and Rick went backstage and kind of hung out in the backstage area with Brother Kane. We really didn't get to talk to Brother Kane much. We got to walk past their table. They had like a table you go by, and I got my guitar autographed, and I think Rick may have got his guitar autographed, and we got to talk to that Gibson representative. But anyway, go over and watch the video. This was pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to end this video now because it's done over 23 minutes long. But I'm going to finish because I still have this many. So anyway, I'm going to come back and finish. You know, I'm going to do a few segments on it and talk about it, and you can comment and do whatever. And this has been, I didn't announce it at the first, this has been another installment from the Steering Wheel Commentator. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment as long as it's good. And we'll see you next time.